You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already know what time it is. Got some Royal Rumble news in this quick What the Wrestling News brief. We ain't gonna waste no time. Check out my socials on the screen. Follow me, RJD, on Instagram, RJD10K, on the Twitter, RJD699, and on Snapchat, RJD199. Most importantly, follow What's the Wrestling on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. Follow What the Wrestling on Spotify and Anchor as well. All right, let's get into the Shane McMahon news. Let's go. RJD here. Welcome to What's the Wrestling, where we talk about all things wrestling. And today we are going to get into some Royal Rumble news, including what's going on with Shane and why the hell he was booking himself so crazy. But before we do that, hit the goddamn like button, like the video, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel What the Wrestling on all the socials that I just showed you. Hit that like button, it costs you nothing. And if you want to support the channel, buy the merch. Link is in the description. So, Shane O'Mac has returned, and the Royal Rumble literally was 2 days ago. With that being said, as I drink my very tall glass of water, with that being said, Shane O'Mac has returned to the to WWE, and he was in the Royal Rumble, and he booked himself crazy. Now, this had a lot of people backstage angry, and Ringside News is reporting that he has a lot of heat. So Steve Carrier from Ringside News put out a tweet saying Shane McMahon was the producer and lead writer for the Men's Royal Rumble match, and there's a ton, caps, of heat on him today for it. We are told that Shane was fighting everyone, booking himself to be one of the last ones out, and he has the entire locker room really angry.
Oh, hell no!
First things first, Shane has been backstage. Is that the cat behind me? You see how he just came out of nowhere? I told y'all I have a cat. Now he's gonna lay right there. Well, don't come on me now. I'm doing a podcast, bro. But anyway, we all know. If you didn't, now you know. Shane McMahon he does do some of the producing in these Royal Rumble matches, and some of them have been really good. Now, subsequently, some of them have been really bad in the past 10 years. This one was just boring. Like, nothing really happened. Wasn't really a lot of surprises. Besides your Bad Bunnies and your Brock Lesnar, there wasn't really a ton of things going on in this Rumble. It was just kind of boring. Not that it was terrible, it was just boring. But the fact that Shane was a surprise when he came back, and then he booked himself in the last four, and I believe he threw out Kevin Owens, kind of doesn't make sense.
Nope.
We haven't seen Shane in what, 2 years, year and a half, something like that, when he was against Braun Strowman, so who subsequently has been fired. But we haven't seen him in forever, so why the hell would he book himself to be in the last four? Now listen, I personally understand Shane has a contract. He's going to come back. I think they're featuring him in plans moving forward. But that's fine. But in the last 4, though, for what? And why would he be booking himself so strong? Why? There's no, unless they're going to have a story behind it, setting up a Mania match, something like that. Why would he be booking himself so strongly? I don't understand it, me personally. But this is Shane O'Mac for you. So he tried to book the Royal Rumble around himself. Come on, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
There's no reason for him to be booking the Royal Rumble around himself when he hasn't been featured on WWE TV in forever, and there's no story as to even why he's even in the Rumble in the last 4, booking himself to be so strong, throwing out Kevin Owens. Doesn't make sense. So, like I said, I don't know why. Maybe there's a plan, but we know WWE, there's no plan for Shane. Shane just came back, and that was that. Now, he is scheduled for Mania, as per Ringside News, and it was not noted to Ringside News as to what those plans are, but odds are fans will see the story take shape real soon. But, excuse me, I don't know why. You know, Shane, he's a daredevil. He jumps off of things. He's crazy. Sammy Guevara, I'm a little crazy. So I don't understand. I understand why they're going to give him something for Mania. And like I said, hopefully we'll find out soon what the hell it's going to be so that things can start to make sense. But Steve Courier also reported, Ringside News, that Bad Bunny's, he put out a tweet, Bad Bunny's Royal Rumble appearance will not lead to a WrestleMania moment this year. That is not the case for Shane McMahon. We are told that Shane McMahon is booked for WrestleMania. We were not told what his role at this time would be, but he's scheduled for the show. So he's definitely going to be on the show, which is WrestleMania. You know, they got to get everybody on the card. Makes sense. Nothing wrong with that. Can't be mad at that there. But I do know that if he is booked for something on WrestleMania, they're gonna have to start, and he's supposed to be a regular on TV now. They're gonna have to start getting to it, because you can't just have him. Now, don't get me wrong, they can do whatever they want. We've seen stupider things, but they can't just have Shane out there looking crazy and he's out there doing things and nobody knows why. Like, that doesn't make sense. That's stupid. They shouldn't do that. They should start building up some stories tonight on Raw so that we can actually find out what the hell Shane's going to be doing, so everything comes together and makes sense. Because we all know WWE sometimes their booking is fucking illogical. We know that.
Do it! Just do it!
So we will see what is going to happen moving forward with Shane. Good to see him back. Hopefully he does something spectacular, and hopefully he has a good match, but he needs a good dance partner like an AJ Styles when they had a decent match, because we all know Shane by himself, if he's not doing something death-defying leap or something like that, it's not the best, not the greatest. So we'll see what happens moving forward with that. Drew McIntyre still hasn't fully recovered from his neck injury. So Drew McIntyre made his exit about a month ago, actually, maybe a month and a half ago, and he came back Royal Rumble.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I think he was the 20 or 21st entrant in the Royal Rumble. Now, he had a neck injury that was thought to be really serious and may or may not needed. He may or may not have required surgery to fix it. Being that he's back on TV, obviously he doesn't need neck surgery. Maybe rehab has kind of straightened it out. So I don't know how bad it actually is, but if he came back for the Rumble, even though he wasn't in the Rumble that long, 10-15 minutes, if they came back and cleared him, it obviously wasn't, he obviously didn't need surgery. So he is desperately needed on SmackDown, because without him and without Roman, the show falls apart. But without him, that's one less person for them for things to happen. There's one less person for them to do things with. They need all the help that they can freaking get on SmackDown. SmackDown is hurting for talent right now. So he is rehabbing that neck very, very hard, according to Ringside News, so that he can come back for WrestleMania 8 and have him put on a decent match. He did get eliminated by Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble, but he is expected to be on TV regularly. Now, just because we see him on TV doesn't mean he's going to be actively participating and wrestling every week. You know, they could keep him out. They could have him like do an angle, cut a promo. Maybe he gets, maybe he does one Claymore. They'll work around him so that they can save him for Mania, and then whatever they have after that, if he factors into plans, if he loses, he can go away, stay away for a while. If he wins, then hopefully the rehab is working and neck injury can heal itself, because neck injuries are tricky. Like, you can't just, like, it doesn't just go away. It's not like it's a lingering injury. These guys probably all have lingering little nagging injuries: a knee, a shoulder, a back, a neck, something. So those things, especially a neck, with the amount of bumps you take and the whiplash, and you need your neck. You know, you could work around a bad shoulder, you could work around a bad knee. It's kind of hard to work around a bad neck. You can't, I mean, unless you're Kurt Angle, you know, you can wrestle with a broken freaking neck and win a gold medal. But that's besides the point. He needs to, I just hope he gets better. Get your neck right, get everything right, leave, come back with a vengeance, come back strong, because they need him up there. They need to call up Ciampa, they need to call up LA Knight, they need to put their asses on SmackDown too, have them doing stuff, and give us a show that's decent, because right now SmackDown without Roman sucks. Without Roman, first of all, the show with SmackDown with Roman is in the middle, but without Roman, it's terrible. So, nah, it's not gonna work.
Nope.
I wish Drew McIntyre nothing but the best. Hopefully he gets that neck injury sorted out. And last but not least, speaking about injuries, let's talk about Rhio. Rhio is back in Japan. She's back in Japan after suffering an undisclosed injury. This reported by Ringside News. The first ever AEW Women's World Champion showed her arm in a sling, and Rhio is such a tiny woman. Like, she's got to be like 5 foot 89 pounds. Like, but she put on Twitter in her native language, and I guess the translation is I'm taking a rest a little. So I guess the translation was off. But we last saw her against Britt Baker, and she lost to Britt Baker, and I guess she had a soldier injury. So she's going back to Japan to rehab it. She did make it back to Japan safely, and she is now relaxing and recovering, as you know, she probably had a minor surgery or something. Maybe she had a rotator cuff injury or collarbone injury, something like that. So broken collarbone. Oh no, yeah, she had a broken collarbone. So yeah, those things take time. Shout out to Randy Orton. You know, those things take time to heal. You kind of just gotta, like, when you're dealing with bones, you kind of just gotta let them heal up. Like, it's not like a muscle or a muscle tear or something where you kind of work around it. Your collarbone's broken, you're sitting on the sideline. I love Rhio. I love Rhio in the ring. I think she's so tiny. She's so impactful. Everything she does is impactful. She's an excellent professional wrestler and excellent storyteller. I love Rhio. I wish Rhio a speedy recovery. That AEW women's division is on fire. On fire. So they probably, you know, Ember Moon, Tegan Knox, they probably, by the end of 2022, will end up with the best women's division in all of wrestling. It used to be NXT had the best women's division. It used to be WWE had the best women's division. Yeah, AEW is going to have the best women's division in all of WWE right at the end of this year, because with the amount of women that are free agents that can possibly come in, Tony Khan come in for 6 months, come in for 2 month, 3 to 6 month deals, 1 year deals. It's gonna be a problem when some of these women come off of their non-compete clauses. So shout out to the ladies. One last thing before I go. WWE is working with Disney they did work with Disney and for Indonesia. They will be getting some sort of I want to say the network. Let me just pull it back up. But that's a big deal. Them working with Disney. Now, a lot of people are probably going to say, oh my God, they're going to sell to Disney. Disney's going to buy them. Oh my God, what's going to happen? I'm not necessarily sure that's going to happen so soon. I know they're working with Disney for this stuff in Indonesia, but it's not, they ain't selling just yet. That's not happening. But I do think setting stuff up for later on, like in years down the line, I do think that this collaboration with Disney is going to mean a lot more. We all know Nick Khan is cleaning house, and this brother is literally firing everybody. Who knows why they're firing everybody, but they're firing everybody. So they're letting go, they're downsizing the company, they're doing a lot, and why else would you be downsizing and doing stuff like that if you weren't planning on or trying to make a sale? Now, Nick Khan did say that they are not actively, quote unquote, looking to sell as of this moment, but that's bullshit, because I'm not actively looking for another job, but it doesn't mean if I don't see one that crosses my eye, I'm not going to take it.
You stupid.
We are not dumb. They're setting up for something. Whether it's a sale, whether it's trying to save money, even though they've made more money last quarter than they're making so much money hand over fist because of the TV deals, and it's probably only going to get bigger. And then you got the Saudi Arabia shows. They're making so much money hand over fist, it's like almost like disgusting. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, business. Go get your money, please. But don't sit up here and say, oh, we're not actively looking to sell. Yeah, they're planning something, and I'm sure enough, it'll come out eventually what they're planning to do. So keep an eye on what happens after WrestleMania. You know, they do their WrestleMania spring cleaning, every freaking year where they fire a bunch of people. That's going to happen again. It's going to happen to back office people, wrestlers, everybody. So look out for that. As well as look out for other deals that they do worldwide with Disney and with other companies, because it's going to come to a head sooner or later. They're making a lot of money. They're getting rid of a lot of talent. This is coming to a head. So we will see. We will keep an eye on that in the news as it comes to us. With that being said, that's all I got for the Wrestling News Brief. That's all we got for today. I am out of here. Everybody stay safe, especially if you're in the Northeast. Watch out for those icy roads. I'm gone. Be safe, everybody. Peace.